Can I talk? Can you hear me now? Can anybody hear me?
Yeah.
Yes, we can hear
Okay,
you.
we're now live, and we've been live for over a minute. And my computer was acting up. Anyway, here's today's daily storms with JD and Ian.
Okay.
Let's see if this wants to work with me now. Okay, so we're live. I'm, I know people can hear me, but JD and Ian, I'm not so sure at the moment.
I can hear you.
Anyway, let's see if okay, it's working. Here we go. Cold front over bringing clouds. Storm system off toward the northeast. I mean northwest. Gonna do anything yet? Okay, good. People can hear me. Um,
That's good.
hyper Florida area. This is
It's
what we
still
got
showing.
going on right now. You can see the colder air. It's a good cooler air mass, but it's also a drier air mass that'll drop itself down into Texas. This is March the 10th to March the 11th. It's subject to
Okay.
change. The It's a marginal hail risk and maybe a tornado, but it's
Yeah,
very low.
but
And
no
this is
outbreak.
based off of what Ian was going on. If we continue, Friday, maybe a squall line develops in that area, and it'll be
Hmm.
hail damaging wind risk for you here as we
But
go
no,
to
no,
Friday. I'm
no need telling
not
yet.
sure if because I cannot hear Ian or JD. Let's see. I don't know. Okay.
There, I'm back. I'm back on.
Well, we'll just continue here. Um, we'll continue on. Um, this is what we got. This is what
Okay.
the thinking is for severe storms next week. We got limited moisture. With dew points in the 40s to 60s. That's not
Are you,
Jonathan, you still what?
is Jonathan still there?
I don't know. Hold on. Let me see if he's gone.
Still there? What this we got?
I don't know. I texted him.
We're having some technical difficulties, aren't we?
Of course. Oh well. I wish I had all these controls or I could finish it up. He's trying to come back on, isn't he?
I don't know. Let's just stop the thing and then go
No, what's
restart.
Let's wait on him, okay? We don't hit any switches. I'll read what the message when it works. He's texting me back. We'll see what he says. He's coming back, he said. He's coming back, I think. But that's why I told you to wait. Be right back.
Okay.
He's texting me back.
Okay. Is he having some difficulties?
Well, yeah, he said talk about the severe threat. I'll have you talk, I guess. You're very good expert at this kind of stuff. I don't even have the clicker, so I don't know.
I don't know.
Is that
Okay,
you?
can you hear me?
Yes. Can you hear me in?
Yes, I can hear him.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, we're all back together now. I mean, we're having issues. Let's start with Wednesday, Thursday. This is severe.
Okay.
I'm ringing through it once because I went to the page and people could hear. This is Wednesday, Thursday, March 10th, March 11th. AG means, and
Mhm.
I'm gonna go with what Ian said. There could be an isolated tornado Wednesday, Thursday.
Yes, I think there could be. I'd agree
Yep.
with him too. But there's no need. Here's the thing I was going to tell.
To take it in mind,
It's
a lot of these storms, if they get going ahead of the cold front, if they do get strong, because we're losing the
right.
instability, don't have the instability really present, and temperatures aloft are quite warm, so you're limiting that instability in the profile. These storms that do get going are going to be rather transient in nature,
Mm-hmm.
meaning they're going to be low coverage storms. So if they do go severe, don't expect the coverage will be very, very expansive.
Yeah, I'd agree too. So I'm going to say some things too. Excuse me. Can I say some things, Jonathan?
Right. And if we look at this here,
Mm-hmm.
that you can see.
I'm just going to say
Okay.
this. Let me say this. We're a week away from that event. I mean, things could change. It could
Hmm.
totally miss us. If it moves so many miles, it'll miss us. I've seen the events before from my TV meteorologist. The storm system could be out in the belt, but if it moves so many miles, it will totally miss us, right, Jonathan? Am I correct?
That's a it's a that's a possibility. We're gonna have Ian for a minute here touch
Mm-hmm.
on what we
Mm-hmm.
have. I put in the system. Hold on. Gonna have Ian here touch on that about what he posted earlier that has almost over 5,000 views. Um, so Ian,
I think the best
Okay.
word
Let them talk.
I I'm not sure. Um, let me back that up.
All right, and let me know when I can talk, Jonathan, because I want to talk about this outbreak people have been talking about too.
Hello, can you?
Go ahead. I can't hear Ian. Uh, and he cuts in. But yeah, go ahead, JD.
Oh, I was just gonna say, um, people are talking about this the last couple of days. Me and Ann and Jonathan have been discussing this. This is not going to be an outbreak. We don't think this is going to be an outbreak, and people
Now,
are putting this out, hype up the internet. Can you hear now?
Yeah, I can hear.
Right, Ann. People need to quit hyping up the internet, right?
Well, I don't think they should take into account this early that there could be an outbreak, as most of the guidance is not in agreement with the setup. Very inconsistent.
That that just
mm-hmm.
making all this
So
kind of making us all angry a
this
little bit, and
are positively tilted upper trough, and a lot of times with these positively tilted upper troughs, you kind of limit your moisture support from getting up from the Gulf. So a
Mm-hmm.
lot that do get going on the front undercut. So you kind of lose the ability of the storms to maintain if they're not moving in an opposite direction of the overall of the front and the atmosphere. And you limit your steer that way, but you also limit your ability as well. And that's what you need
I
for
think so.
storms.
Yeah, I think so too. Right, Jonathan?
And it's obvious. You got strong capping. That's because you don't have a lot of lifting in the air south. The storm system is mainly driving north. And typically, with these positively tilted systems that are like large scale, like they don't always have dynamics to really operate.
Right.
So,
Right.
these sporadic areas, you have better support, better in the lower level to break these gaps, so deepen those lapse rates to get these convective storms. But so you have the shear, the lift shear, but you don't. And you need that to be in the main profile to get storms to be vigorous.
Yeah, I think so too.
There, you can build 1,000 capes at the surface or in the most unstable layer. But like the event of last week when we were having severe weather, a lot of that severe weather was limited because you did not have those temperatures right in the troposphere to get those higher instability in the atmosphere. Therefore, you limited those storms in a more transient fashion versus more vigorous, numerous fashion.
Yeah. I'd agree. I mean, people are hyping up this internet so much, and it's not making us very happy, right, Jonathan?
And I know the graphic is a little bit short, but I would like to zoom in on that right graphic, but cap into detail. I will say this cap is just above the surface. So cap just above the surface.
Yeah.
Does lead to more.
You both are right.
Yeah. And what's making me upset, Jonathan, is people hyping up the internet. That's what's making me upset. I mean, it's probably making you guys upset too, isn't it?
The feed earlier.
That right there is on the right side is a sounding that I.
Hold on. Where's my mail?
You can see when you go just soft
here we go.
above 0 to 1 kilometers, that warming inversion, and that usually indicates aloft got warmer air. So if you try to build some of that lifting, surface ground, it's going to hit that will hit the layer and cool faster than it would if it was colder up aloft down to the lower level. So the dew point itself, that's what keeps the air warm. Once it hits that layer of warmer, that warm air is significantly warmer than the dew point. So therefore, you dry the water vapor at that level and kill the storm. Versus if it was colder aloft, that instability would be much higher. So you'd be able to get more storm. That's what makes these storms transient if they get going.
Yeah, that looks. I'd agree like that. Don't you agree, Jonathan? Do you agree, Jonathan?
You can see on the sounding here. When you go out towards 0 to 1 kilometer, you got convective inhibition. What that is.
That's exactly what the
if you look at capes,
does.
if you ever look at the soundings, you'll see the word CIN. Repeat that shows negative numbers. So you deal with positive cape, you're dealing with positive amounts of instability, but those negative numbers are showing the strength of a potential cap.
Yeah.
Time you see those numbers over 100 is when you got strong capping.
Yeah.
It's only 300. It's only 365, negative 65,
But
70. That's technically your capping.
yeah, and this is what we're watching up here.
Evident in the profile to get these more vigorous storms.
This is what we're watching here, and I'm going to say some things. When we watch storm systems like this, it doesn't mean we're having an outbreak. It means we have to watch the potentially. Me and Jonathan and Ian and Isaac have been watching this for the last couple of days. I've been looking at models for the overnight hours some nights. I don't see any sign of an outbreak or anything. I do see some small chances of severe weather. Do I think we'll see a tornado? It's always a small possibility, but hail and wind is always going to be the possibility, right, Jonathan?
The cap is going to be what's going to be key, because most of this sector is going to be non-existent for storm development. Those temperatures will not be off in most areas to get convective development. With the exception of Missouri, maybe into North Oklahoma, and maybe West Illinois. But with that being said, most of this warm cell.
Yeah, and I'm gonna go ahead and add to that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Most of this warm, like down to Texas, Oklahoma, and Arkansas, your area might be richer, but points might be in the 60s.
All right. I'm gonna go ahead and say you both correct. You can see that low pressure system. See from Chicago points farther down. You can see does have it's it's a chance for some storms Friday. If
the best severe potential is going to be Thursday, if any of those days.
Yeah, I mean, here's another thing that we discussed before we came on. You got to have pretty decent. You got to have dew points in the 70s.
We will watch that closely next week. Again, the air.
You got to have dew points in the 70s to get these storms going. If you don't have dew points in the 70s, you're not going to get nothing. We've seen dew points in the 40s, 50s, and there's so much dry air in place, you're not going to get severe weather. You could get a marginal risk, possibility for hail because you got air aloft.
Get that in the forecast next week. The dew points are in between in the upper 40s to lower in between those.
So I'll explain what a cap is. I briefly explained it before. It's basically
not really
inversion of air aloft in the atmosphere that basically limits the development of thunderstorms, because when that warm buoyant dew point, which is condensating as it's being lifted and trying to cool that layer of air,
so that hail is a possibility next week.
Form itself back to the ground. That's a cap. And sometimes, on certain occasions, you can build instability beneath that if there's diabatic heating. That is just heating that's basically stretching the atmosphere and making it lift the parcels.
Yeah.
But that
doesn't
all the time.
Well, and especially in these small events where we get in this cool air, you're just going to get hail. Excuse me. Hail, I mean, you get cool air aloft. That's how you get hail going, right, Jonathan? And this is the time of year you get a lot of hail in these storms. I've seen March events where we see a lot of hail, right? And And like I said,
April
we're tired.
typically bigger months for hail.
So I mean, right now, me and Ann and Jonathan and Isaac do not see no outbreak out there. I mean, we need the people to quit saying that. And this is what's freaking them out. This is what making them upset and stuff, isn't it?
Okay. So, are you going to go into the pattern change and stuff?
We do see temperatures.
Yeah. We get a lot of hail in the March. When it comes down to March, we get a lot of hail. March or April.
Because we see hail a lot in this time of years because it's just so warm. It's kind of cool, and this is how we get the hail. But I seen hail in April.
No, not
the
right
size
now.
of base. What? I see hail in April before. Haven't you, Ian?
I've seen softball hail in April before.
I've seen baseball size hail events in April.
Okay, so
Okay. Go ahead. I'm gonna go ahead and pop this up. We're gonna look at Texas.
Wow, pretty decent warm temperatures. With zero chances of rain, Jonathan.
That's that southerly ridge that's advecting back to the north.
Right. So
allow that colder air to evacuate
yeah,
and bring in some
me as
warm
well.
air.
Yeah. So it all depends. Now this weekend will be nice for most of the country. This is just looking at northern Texas. It'll be sunny both Saturday and Sunday. Cold front 67 on Sunday. Um, y- right. Now, as you can see from my North Texas extended forecast, it's dry. I've even changed Wednesday dry down.
That's good, Jonathan.
But look at how warm it gets Wednesday. We're at 76. Thursday 74.
Wow.
Friday 70. And there's your chances of rain, maybe a storm. Thursday northern Texas.
Yeah.
I'm going to show you something exclusive here in a minute. Wednesday will
This
be
is
more
our
of a
thunderstorm.
partly to mostly cloudy day down here. It'll be muggy. Temperatures in the mid 70s. Now let's look at the exclusive thunderstorm outlook Thursday. Now I'm going to go ahead and just it'll be better for me to do that. So this is a thunderstorm outlook. It's exclusive. This is what we got. This is according to this chance of different storms.
And I'm going to say this.
Possibly means no severe weather. Likely means no severe weather. It means there will be some severe
and the
storms.
red
Now, this
severe.
is for Thursday in
it's a week. Let me say this.
Thursday.
It's a week away. A week away, folks. This could change. I mean, we could go for another week, and they're saying a whole lot, and it would change again. Just think about it. We cannot give you an answer until it gets a little closer. You could try us, but it's not going to work, is it, Jonathan?
No.
We've been telling people many times.
You won't be able to get of the latest information at the moment. Yeah, you just won't be able to get any of the latest information right now. I mean, this is
we would love to tell you, but we won't know.
Dry line moving through. All this is cloud cover, and then is a disturbance overhead. But as we do continue here, again, next Thursday, this is just for the Texas area. We're looking at our Texas region right now. Houston, Huntsville, Beaumont Center, Shreveport, Tyler, these areas, Louisiana, Texas. If you're in that beige color, you'll have about a 40, 50, 60, 70, maybe 80% chance to see a shower storm. But right now, the severity is lowered on this map. Yesterday, or the day before yesterday, the color red was popping up on the map.
Yeah.
Today,
that's when we were a little concerned.
Just barely anything.
Yeah. Jonathan, let me give a little bit of touch on something here while we're on here. I was going to show everybody this this map from the Storm Prediction Center, and I just want to give a little more example, telling people nothing's really going to happen. Here's the 4-day out. This is what the SPC shows here. Shows day 4 and day 8. See, there's nothing on there to worry about right now. See, day 6, day 7, there's nothing on here to worry about for severe storms. Is it, Jonathan, right? So people need to be happy that nothing's happening because everything's on this table looks very low right
They're
now.
not concerned about anything.
If there were severe weather, folks, we would tell you. We'll be right on
And
here
it's a
breaking in.
Discussion because they said they are going to launch it.
Launch what?
According to the weather service, they say it's a too low predictability.
Yeah.
So I am actually, I'm actually glad the weather service went ahead and touched on that for us here. Again,
Yeah.
there's your key at the top. As of now, this has changed so much. The severe threat in the Texas, Louisiana, Arklatex, Houston, wherever, some of the bigger areas here, your chances of weather have dropped a little bit. This is not a severe weather map. The severe weather maps look different in the weather system. Let's talk about lightning today.
Okay.
I went too far. Let's talk about lightning today. Where is it? Yeah, let's talk about lightning here. Lightning can. I just want to let you know. We always talk about tornadoes and flooding, but lightning is also a dangerous threat as well.
Yes.
Lightning can be
yes, it is.
60,000 degrees. So
Wow.
Keep in mind about
today,
lightning.
let's look at the temperatures.
Oh.
About lightning is if you're going to report that, do not
And
report. They know there's a
you can see
thunderstorm is producing
Ian.
lightning. And the other thing is about lightning. The answer is actually false. That metal is the direct subject to lightning. However, metal is a good absorption structure for lightning, so it does travel through it easy, but that's not the actual select object that it's going to strike the minute it does.
Yeah, you're correct. I mean, here's something else I was going to put out, Jonathan, for lightning. Here's something else you do not want to do with lightning, Jonathan. Can I say it? Can I say it, Jonathan? Can I say this? You never want to, John, can I say this? Can I say this about lightning? Can I say this, Jonathan? Happened. Hey, Jonathan. What's he at? Let's wait here for a second again. He's gone again, isn't he?
Yeah, I don't know what's happened.
Hold on. Hold message. He's texting me, so we'll see what happened. Hold on. He's coming back, so he said just talk about light until he comes back. I say something in?
Sure.
Okay. Anyway, Jonathan will be coming back just in a second, guys. I'm going to say you never take a shower when it's lightning. It's very dangerous. Lightning can go through your plumbing. Very easy, right, Ian?
First night.
Are you there?
Yeah.
This tow bite, it could go through your plumbing easy, Jonathan. Ian, can you tell him that?
It doesn't really go through your plumbing. It goes through like metal pieces.
Yeah,
It's
so you still don't. Let's
for
see, then
than plumbing.
and you do not want to be outside in light near. That's another dangerous situation when you're outside when it's light and also too.
Right.
All right, Jonathan, you still back? So, all right, we're waiting for him to get back. I'm gonna have you do a little talking now, Ian. Okay, tell some more people about lighting while we're on.
That's all I've got with lightning.
Okay, Jonathan, you back with us?
Okay.
Just waiting on him to get back.
I don't know. So many damn new. So there's so many difficulties going on.
What? Can you hear me?
All right.
Ian's gone. Ian's gone.
Okay. Um, I'm guessing. Um, okay. We're doing good now. We're going to talk about winter weather real quick, and it's going to be how about ice, because that could still happen in the month of March.
Oh
So
yeah, with this
here's
environment.
your ice stuff. Yeah, here's your ice storm stuff. All right, ice storm safety. Freezing rain can add weight with just a quarter of an inch of ice, which could cause a lot of problems. And we get that
Yes.
in this time as well. We get that ice. It causes a lot of problems for us. So
Mm-hmm.
we'll watch the ice
That's still questionable
as
too,
well.
especially I seen in March
A bit
when there's a
crazy.
bunch.
Now let's switch back to tornadoes. How long does a how long? Mhm. Yeah. How long does a tornado typically last? 10 minutes. That's it. Just 10 minutes. And how about this? Dense fog will be a problem next week because of the warm sector. And when that warm front
Mm-hmm.
moves through, you get denser, you get that fog. With warmer, humid air back in the forecast each morning next week, through a good chunk of the country, I'll say about 70% will be affected by that warmer sector. You could have a fog problem in your forecast. Um,
Mm-hmm.
Again, we will continue to track that. Remember, know the difference between a watch. Conditions are favorable for a storm. You need to watch out and know the difference
Mm-hmm.
between
And
a
take
warning.
action.
Happy Friday today, right? And take action. When we do our severe weather awareness week later in the month, this is what we will be doing each and every day. That Monday, we talk about your watch versus warning. We'll get more graphics done in between now and then. Tuesday, we're dealing with tornado safety. Wednesday, thunderstorms and lightning. Thursday, wind and hail, which is something we see more common. And then Friday, we'll deal with flooding, uh,
Are we
everybody.
coming
So
back tomorrow?
that's what we're looking at. Yes. Let me show you what this weekend looks like. It'll be a nice, clear weekend for the Texas region. Lots of sunshine. 64 Saturday, 66 on Sunday. I'm using my
Or are we
colleague's
talking back tomorrow?
graphics, but I'm back up to mine. Yep, we'll come back tomorrow, and I'm gonna go ahead and give you a quick rundown of usually see in March, April, and May. Let's do that real quickly. March across the United States is the third windiest. Storm season also begins. It's also the second snowiest month in the year
Yeah.
for us, if you could believe that. We get more snow than January and December put combined in March.
Yeah.
April is the second stormiest, the second wettest, also the sixth warmest across the United. May, let's look at May. May is the fifth warmest. It also has the most tornadoes, and it is also the stormiest slash the wettest. Now, this is what the graphics look like here for when we go through severe weather. This is what your severe watches graphic looks like. The thunderstorm
No
watch in yellow,
warnings.
tornado
That's
watch in
good.
red, and the warnings would just be a
Yep.
shade darker of both of those. So this is what it looks like. But this is currently, there's nothing going on. Even for flooding, if you're in
That's good.
Kentucky, it's a different story. You have flooding everywhere in Kentucky right now. Now, for flooding, it'll be a green color. Watch in that lighter green,
Mm-hmm.
the warning in that darker green. For fog, this is our fog tracker. There won't be any tonight, but this is what the fog
That's
tracker looks
good.
like here. Different shades of gray. A darker gray, lighter gray, um, for you. And then when it's closer to 0 miles, it'll be a much lighter gray. Let's go through the SPC, everybody. This is what the
That's
SPC
Storm
Severe
Prediction
Weather
Center.
Outlook looks like. So here's the Severe Weather
And
Outlook from the Storm Prediction Center and our graphics. There's nothing
none.
for the next
That's
3 days.
good.
That's
There's nothing.
today. Um,
I
let's
just
see.
canceled out the
That
low
today.
imprint today.
This is tomorrow, and there's tomorrow for you. There's
And
tomorrow,
here's
nothing. So a nice Saturday, and Sunday looks good as well. So not much of anything. Disregard this. This was from last week. So disregard what just popped up or is on the screen. Um, let's see. Don't go ahead and get ready for hurricane season. It's fast approaching, and we'll
yes.
start to talk about it a lot more. Now, if you're in this
And
warmer
take
sector,
everything that
I got
take
a
everything to
product.
grain of salt.
If you're in the warmer sector, if you're in the warm sector, you have a high pollen. This is for most of the south. Trees, grass, very high, and that will continue through the week. So, um, last thing here I'm going to show is dealing with the United States. Let's look at USA Stormwatch graphics. The only difference is one of them is local, these are national. So, capping. What's a cap, everybody? Here's your capping. What is a cap? A cap is a warm inversion in the atmosphere that limits thunderstorm activity. Okay? So, what a cap is. We will have a strong cap next week, which is a good thing that we have a strong cap next week. Um, and let us know what you think about this. I know there's so many weather icons I could have used, but I chose not to. Again, the stronger cap will be in Texas and on parts further north. And also, warmer temperatures will prevail through the spring months for most of the United States, 80%. Spring, according to the Weather Service, you can see the outlook on our feed right now. It's been on there for days. We released our official spring outlook
Yep.
earlier in the week. Our outlook later in May, early June. But again, with the clashing of these air masses, it's going to be a bit crazy. For the next couple of days, the CPC still highlights this hazard of heavy rain in this green area. St. Louis, Arkansas, Tulsa, Wichita, Kansas City, Valentine, Nebraska, Des Moines, Iowa, Minneapolis. These areas could see some heavy precipitation
Yeah.
in between March the 10th and March the 16th.
Take it a grain of
So that's what
salt.
we're looking at. Here is your latest. This is our spring outlook. I'm just going to go ahead and show it again today, since most of
All right.
you all been
Looks
seeing
heavy rain.
early. This is what our spring outlook looks like. And, there you go. There's our spring outlook. This is our spring outlook for storm. This is what
Severe
in
weather
the
is
spring.
possible.
Again,
And take it a grain of
this
salt.
is proven to be good. This is me, Isaac. This is me, Isaac, and Ian thinking together. Yeah, take
Me
it with
too.
grains of salt, but it's doing a good job so far.
This is my
Air
forecast
from
too.
California
Jonathan.
to Texas. Cold. It will be snow early in that blue area,
Yeah.
changing to rain later in the spring. Cool and wet in the northeast, and then that big area of possible storms.
Ability.
Yeah, just take it a grain of salt, folks. I mean, me, Isaac, and Ian just guessing this is going to be a bad threat. That doesn't mean it will.
Again, it all depends on what goes on, and some,
This is the wind.
It's not my problem.
right.
So,
Outlook
I mean,
from Stormwatch. Now,
so what are we talking about
uh,
tomorrow?
as we get ready to end here, I'm going to show that Ian's great here. I'm going to show him.
One more time.
Just make sure.
I'm going to go ahead and show Ian's graphic real quick. Again, that area in green, you have a chance of heavy rain according to the CPC, which is the Climate Prediction Center. So, some of the newer graphics will be posted here in a few minutes on the feed. If you didn't watch us here, JD will share. I'll spread it out. Again, we're gonna need to stop the hype. This will be posted again. I will post this again on the feed in a couple of minutes. So again, me and Ian are agreeing that in that red
Me too.
area there's a marginally
Me too.
severe. And then also next week you have that very strong cap.
Yeah,
in
we'll
parts
have
of
to
the
watch
country.
that.
You can see it. This orange area. Yeah, okay. In the tornado area, there's not much of a chance of storms in this area. Now,
Because it's just a strong
again, let me
cap,
explain to you one more time what a cap is.
not
A
a
cap.
outbreak.
Now, the icon, it's a new weather eye. That means partly sunny with a chance of a shower or storm. I just put that there because this is a good way to represent what happens in a cap. Last time we were capped here, it was sunny and got up to 100 degrees. Dry line moved through. We didn't get
Wow,
anything.
I remember that.
So it's a warm layer of inversion air in the upper atmosphere, and it limits any storm development. And if you limit storm development,
It
that
puts
means
a lid
storms
on
won't go
things.
south.
Let me do a little talking here
That's
for a
a
second.
good.
It puts a lid on it where storms cannot get into it.
It's basically what you
Yeah,
call
it
negative
puts a lid
haze.
on things, as JD was saying. Again, right now,
It's like I
it's
learned something
negative
else
tape.
too.
Exactly. Right now, this is currently, right now, what we got.
There's something else I was gonna put on. It's like you shake up the soda here. What would it do? It explode if the
Here's
cap would
something
break.
else.
If the cap erodes, it would. It's when the cap erodes. That's how storms
Exactly.
get inside it.
That's a. I actually, yeah, and I actually like that comparison you made. When the cap erodes, you get your explosion. Wednesday, Thursday, we're going to look at this one more time if it works with me. Yeah, Friday right now, so let's touch on Friday. This is more than a week away. So,
Yeah,
we're on
take it with a
Thursday,
grain of salt.
Wednesday, Thursday. This is the area that
Yep,
Ian,
me too.
Isaac, JD have highlighted for Wednesday,
Yeah, and talking about
Thursday. Texas is not included. Northeast, Oklahoma, over to northwestern Arkansas, Smith area, closer to Tulsa, on up to St. Louis and Chicago, Indianapolis. To see a stronger storm. Look at the risk though. It's a marginal hail risk, isolated tornado.
maybe
It's
even a
possible.
tornado.
It's
We
not
don't know.
likely. The tornado threat is really
Yeah,
the
I'm gonna say
tornado threat
another
is really
thing.
low. Now Friday, there's less of a okay.
Here's the thing I was gonna say before we get off. Even you ask me, Ian, or Isaac, if anybody asks us, is this going to get severe? We want to say we don't know yet. It's too early. I mean, things could change. I mean, this system is about a week away from us. We could end up getting a huge cap on top of us, and it's not going to do nothing. It will just make these storms not do what they need to be. So we won't know until it gets a little closer. If you ask us 100 times, we still not want to know, right, Jonathan?
That's right. Now, the cap will not be in place on Friday, okay?
So that's how
Because
these
Friday's a
storms could
different
get out of
setup. We're
hand.
looking at a line of storms next Friday.
That could
We're
just be
looking at a line of
a
storms
squall
next
line.
Friday, and Friday. Yes, and let me tell you, Friday's threat of severe weather is different. It'll be a bit
Here,
more
let me explain.
stable
I'm good at
Friday.
this.
Okay.
A squall line, folks, is totally different from your basically supercell thing. A squall line is a line of storms that develops, and that has more possibility of producing more damage and straight line winds because they're so straight. That will cut down on the tornado risk some, because you just don't have those individual
Right.
supercells that cause the tornadoes. I mean, I've been doing this for a long time. When you have a squall line, I'm more concerned of high winds and tornadoes. I'm not going to completely roll that one sail out that decided to spin up along that line, and that's basically a quick, short-lived tornado. We don't talk about long track tornadoes in a squall line. They basically a quick spin up that can quickly spin up and be gone fast, just kind of like we did with the other night, me and you and
On the
did with.
edge.
Yeah, so we still are not going to know if you ask us all week.
Yeah.
Best thing to do, take the grain of salt, pray this won't be as bad. I know some storm chasers want to be out there, but just take it with a grain of salt.
And trust me, if you are,
well, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't want to upset the storm chasers, but this would be more of a bust. Sorry, both days. Maybe Thursday, but if you go out Thursday, you're probably not going to be chasing anything but just the low rain. So Thursday, if there's a chance of severe weather, that'll be the best day to get it. Let's back that up real quick. Last thing to show for today. There's Thursday. Well, this is
an
Wednesday
isolated
and Thursday.
mark of hail.
Wednesday, mainly Thursday. And there's an isolated tornado threat. Now, the reason why the tornado threat is very, 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 very low and isolated is because of dry line in the southerly winds. Now,
anytime
today we do have one storm system moving across Texas. Just a little shower for you today and through tonight. then everything will clear out and away
Be
for us
nice.
here.
Be a nice weekend.
Again, let's
So
give you the headlines real quick. Then the weekend will be nice. Last year, we're going to get off for today. You can see um,
March 11th. That's a
Friday.
week
Okay,
away.
the graphics aren't working with me.
We go away.
Friday. Yeah, March 11th is a week away. Now March
Take
10th
it to
isn't. So
Vanessa.
March 10th we have a better idea what will happen on Wednesday. Wednesday will be drier. Yeah, Wednesday will be
So just
drier.
and here's another
Than
thing I want
Thursday.
everybody to do.
Wednesday
Not to
doesn't look
stress
like there'll
all
be much of
weekend.
anything. Um, hold up. There's no point to stress over the weekend
Yeah,
because the storm
all
system
you
is
want to do
still
is
far away.
yeah. If anybody asks about it,
Okay.
we still not want to know anything. I mean, we'll just say it's too early to tell. Check out the video
Uh-huh.
again. What we'll say.
Right. So this one again, this is not an outbreak. We have a strong cap in place. And
Yeah,
again, I'm going to give you a demonstration of that. This is from our
right there.
storm specialist. And you can
And
see
me too.
limited instability. And that's the cap on the right side. The other side is that graphic that we showed you a bit earlier. Now here's a better look at where that stronger cap will be. It's model data. In this orange area on our weather system, that is where the stronger cap
Remember,
will be. Do you see what
if
it says
things
at the top?
change,
This is
yes,
not a severe outbreak. Again,
yeah,
things can change, but it looks like as
yes,
days are going, this will be a bust.
be a bust.
Nothing. But we'll continue to
So
watch it.
please
So a
do
cap
not
is a
post it on Facebook because it's what's all it's
version
gonna do is make people
of
scared. And then what makes me concerned?
airport.
Here's one more thing I
Oh,
was gonna put out to
okay.
everybody.
We are complete. We're finished for today. Uh,
Here's one more thing. When you put that out there and it's not
uh,
even true, that's making lies up, right?
yeah.
Right. And when
So
you
for
do
today,
that, that's not
we're
good.
finished. We'll be back tomorrow and see what all we got. What all we. We'll see what all we got going on. But again, the capping area is quite strong. You'll see these on the feed in a minute. All right. We'll see you tomorrow.